All right, back with you now, 12 minutes away from 7 o'clock, so 12 minutes away from voters being able to cast their ballots in the Pennsylvania primary election. We talked about the Senate race here in Pennsylvania with Edinburgh University Professor Emeritus Dr. Terry Warburton, political analyst for a long time. We did that in the last half hour, and let's get into the governor's race this time around. Dr. Warburton, thanks so much for stopping by this morning. We've got Doug Mastriano, the polling favorite on the Republican side, a crowded Republican field. He's got Donald Trump's endorsement. We've got the Democrat, Josh Shapiro, running ads that Doug Mastriano was saying, thank you for. Explain.
I don't know if I can or not. I'm not getting the big bucks as a strategist. and it seems that, people are playing this according to rules that in order to win the primary, especially on the Republican side, there are some who think that it almost guarantees they're not going to do well in the general election. Mastriano has a track record of not having done well in his last election, lost by over 600,000 votes. That's not necessarily a good situation to go into. That's one of the things that people are holding against Kathy Barnett in the Senate race as well, that she lost by a significant margin in her last election. But last elections are yesterday's memories, and it's the next election that counts to every politician and to every strategist. So the idea of someone who will run far enough to the side of the primary electorate, in other words, as a Republican to the right, as a Democrat to the left, that may qualify them, make them attractive to the primary electorate, but that may disqualify them, make them less popular to the general electorate.
And that's why you seemingly have the Democrat, the lone Democrat on the ballot, Josh Shapiro, kind of, licking his chops, so to speak, to have Doug Mastriano his opponent in the fall, and that's certainly an unusual
That's
spot.
kind of the thing that has he been painted by the Trump endorsement in the eyes of the general electorate, too much to one side, to the right side, and he's too much of a Trumpster to be sufficiently appealing to enough people in the general election. On the other hand, will it be enough to appeal? That's the calculus that people are playing.
You've also got that the money that's being spent by the Republicans to battle it out amongst themselves, while Josh Shapiro kind of sits back and runs minimal ads, kind of stockpiling cash for the fall race.
Well, stockpiling cash and also voter fatigue. And people are just, oh my gosh, more of this? How much of this do we want? I mean, the election, the real one, the one that counts, is in November.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's a long way away.
We have a long way to go, but of course we've got a day's worth of voting, and we do thank you so much for helping to analyze all of this ahead of time and kind of give us at least some insight as to where it all may go later on today. Dr. Terry Warburton, Edinburgh University Professor Emeritus. We certainly appreciate your input.